Good afternoon. Oh, come on, guys. You had cookies, you've had soda, you've had coffee. Good afternoon. Okay, much better. There's still more cookies back there. Feel free to get up if you think you need another sugar boost. I am absolutely delighted to be here, and I do want to say officially, on behalf of the United States Department of Commerce, welcome to GMIS America 2022. I'm particularly excited about this year because who can tell me why it's particularly exciting? Shout it out. First time, it's been held in the United States. And that's really due to the persistence, the fortitude, the vision, and frankly, the obvious choice, in my view, to have it this year. So I would like to start with a few thank yous, if I could. First to His Excellency Sultan Al Jaber, United Arab Emirates Ministry of Industry Advanced Technology, and as well Director General Gerd Muller, who we just heard from a few minutes ago, the Director General for the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. We also need to congratulate Namir Hourani, Managing Director for GMIS. Is Namir here? Namir's right here. How about a round of applause? Excellent. And Simin Curtis, Simin there, she's right here. How about a round of applause in recognition? I'd also like to acknowledge my fellow speakers this afternoon, His Excellency Omar Al-Suadi, Undersecretary for United Arab Emirates Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology. Sir? Mayor Peduto, is Mayor still here? There he is. So from one mayor to another, I was a mayor for 8 years up in Connecticut in a municipality. I'm ready to move to Pittsburgh. You sold me. You sold me. That was a great job. And to Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, also a wonderful job, really terrific. A lot of vision. I have to say I have a nephew who's actually doing his medical internship right now here in Pittsburgh. So we've got family. So yes, I'm terribly impressed and very grateful to this beautiful city. It was actually only 10 months ago, as part of GMIS 2021 held in Dubai, that I had the distinct pleasure to help announce that Pittsburgh had been selected as the host city for the inaugural GMIS America. And it really is exciting to be here today. I frankly wish I could have also been with all of you last year, but unfortunately we know the reasons why we couldn't. So this is very, very exciting to me that we've come full circle, and I really cannot think of a more fitting location for a summit on industrialization, a rich history as we've heard about Pittsburgh, and technology as we hear about the future, as we can really understand and appreciate the vision that was expressed just a few minutes ago by our speakers. As we know, you can look to the past, you can look to the future. Every time I come through that tunnel from the airport, and I see the convergence of the three rivers, and I see the bridges, and just the natural beauty that exists here. I'm always, believe it or not, I am an evangelist for Pittsburgh when I talk to folks at the Commerce Department in Washington, D.C. and around the country. So I'm just, again, very pleased. You've got a fantastic agenda. This is going to be a very exciting conference. The panel that was here just a few minutes ago definitely portended what I think is going to be a really interesting sharing of ideas. You've got transformative pathways for industries. Mayor talked about communities, which is so important because at the end of the day, this really is about people. And I was really quite pleased to hear one of our speakers say he could have given almost the exact same speech when we talk about the UAE as was just described here. So I think it again speaks very, very well to our collaboration. Again, just to give a little bit more kudos to Pittsburgh, in addition to Secretary Granholm's visit and bringing representatives. It was Pittsburgh just last fall that was the site for the U.S. EU Trade and Technology Council, which was an incredibly important meeting, and the work continues. But again, it was Pittsburgh that was chosen as the important spot. My boss, Undersecretary Marisa Lago, was just here for the Global Clean Energy Action Forum just last week, and of course now we're here with GMIS America. The common thread is, again, we know that we're in a moment in time. I think the mayor said it very well. where we know that we are changing, we are evolving, we are recovering, and how we're going to look after a period of months and years as we look back. We're going to recognize that we've really been in a pivotal moment. And frankly, to a large degree, technology has helped us to get through both a global pandemic and a global economic crisis. So when we talk about the focus, the priorities, the opportunities, when we talk about promoting sustainability, when we talk about tackling the climate crisis, what better place for us to be doing this but this event with GMIS at this moment in time. I think we heard a lot about decarbonization a few moments ago. We heard about public-private partnerships, very important, big opportunities. And I think as you've probably heard, as you've either witnessed from overseas or you've seen here within the United States, the commitment that both the administration and the Congress have made when we talk about the opportunities to address some of the weaknesses that we learned through this global pandemic, through the economic downturn, and the opportunities and the availabilities of collaboration and sharing that are going to come forth as a result. So whether we're talking about circular economy, decarbonization, we talked about advanced manufacturing, all of these opportunities are here. They're here in Pittsburgh. They're here across the United States. They're here in many, many places around the world, and they are certainly part of the wonderful partnership that we enjoy with the UAE. Just a little bit about the International Trade Administration, and you see our logo where it says U.S. Commercial Service. We are, I like to say, we are the rubber that meets the road. It's really my colleagues who are here today, my colleagues in Washington, D.C., my colleagues around the world, and my colleagues across the United States who work directly with companies, who work directly with opportunities, who work with local municipalities, who work with congressional representatives' offices in their states and in some cases even in their municipalities, to talk about the opportunities, to look for the partnerships. A very, very simple stat that I always try to underscore in my remarks is companies that export, companies that invest, actually are more stable. And this is statistically proven. And they tend to also pay their employees a little bit better. It's just because the nature of the kind of global opportunities that we have, the partnerships that we have, the public-private partnerships that we talk about are all very, very much present. And what's really exciting about today for me, and it's the way I felt even when I was sitting in an office in Washington, D.C. and looking at that tiny little light trying to, express how excited the U.S. government is about working together. The U.S. UAE trade relationship totaled more than $23 billion. $23 billion in 2021, and we're on pace to surpass those numbers this year. So that tells you how incredibly important this relationship is. The UAE is in fact the largest source of FDI into the United States from the Middle East, totaling more than $33 billion. We also know that number could be much higher, and that's obviously what we're working on and working toward. We have 1,500 U.S. firms with a presence in the UAE. Something that people may not realize, but that we appreciate, and again, that we look forward to nurturing and creating more. So as we look at the traditional sectors where we've been on energy, security, we also know that innovation is going to drive us into any number of additional opportunities that's going to help us to grow our economies. So, to take advantage of the efforts that we've had, we signed an MOU. The MOU actually provides us a platform to promote innovative two-way trade, and we continue to implement programs under this MOU that help U.S. companies to take these bold, transformative projects that we're going to hear more about that will contribute to diversified, knowledge-based economies, something that in my remarks last year I remember talking about a great deal, the commitment that the UAE has to a diversified and knowledge-based economy. And it will be a win-win for both. So as we talk about global climate change, as we acknowledge the UAE's generosity in hosting COP28, as we talk about a clean tech trade mission, that the U.S. Department of Commerce is intending to lead with at least 15 U.S. companies to bring to the UAE this coming March of 23. We know that there are going to be many, many opportunities to collaborate, and as I said a little earlier ago, to actually make the deals, to create the partnerships, to see the success, to diversify our economies, to see greater job creation, and to see what I hope will be an exponential increase in what we see as the future of our economies and the future of our people. Because at the end of the day, as the mayor knows very well, as our supervisor knows very well, at the end of the day, this is about people, their families, their aspirations for the future, and it's up to us to provide them with those opportunities and to have the creativity to ensure that, in fact, we can deliver on those promises. So with that, I thank you all very much. I wish you a wonderful conference, and I'm just very pleased, delighted to actually see Pittsburgh, and I look forward to, at some point, being in Abu Dhabi on the flip side. Thanks so much, everyone.